Welcome back to Mythic Odyssey of Theros. We've had some exciting times. We are missing a Bennett this week, but I'm sure we'll still have some interesting shenanigans go on. What do you guys remember from the previous session?
The ant argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did start off with you wandering the plains of Oreskos, finding a handful of ant hills, and deciding to have a conversation with the perturbed workers. That wasn't as productive as it could have been. But you managed to scare them off because it turns out they were scared of Leonin.
Yeah, I wanted to know why, and they refused to tell me.
They were very rude.
They were busy. They were overworked and underpaid. But after you dealt with the ants, what else did you do?
Finally made it to Tethmos.
You did a little thing before that.
We followed the.
You went and killed an
crazy.
elephant that was
Oh, of course.
sat guarding a watering hole, completely batshit insane, and you squished it after it attempted to squish most of you, which it got close. But after you killed it, some Leonin hunters that were stalking the elephant didn't quite get to it before you did meet up with you. Explained how to harvest it, as well as escorted you to Tethmos, which is where we are at the moment. The golden city of trade, a place where wanderers far and wide can come to an emporium where they can sell their wares and buy even more interesting things. Run by a delightful and everybody's friend Rakshasha.
I like him.
He's a pretty cool guy. Always makes very fair and honourable deals. And while in Tethmos, you've met a couple of the shopkeepers, bought a few things. I know Dios has got himself a stone of good luck, as well as something else that I don't remember off the top of my head.
Information about the weird crystals that.
Yeah, you got the information that Zolk has ordered some armour to be made from a very grumpy Loxodon. And Nadrin sold some of her shells in exchange for some shiny jewellery, and Scott's got herself a bag of holding in exchange for a stone that rolls away from you if you put it down.
Good deal.
Excuse me? He rolls towards water, and he was my best friend, okay?
It was your pet rock. You gave away your pet
Yeah.
rock.
Worthy sacrifice.
So, we'll start from there. You are still in the golden city of Tethmos, lined with stalls of all shapes and sizes, bustling with races from all across Theros, quite loud trading, shouting, and just generally being merry, or at least quite happily exchanging things. What would you like to... Oh yeah, do you actually see the script? Because it should still be on the animated background. Can everyone see it?
Uh-huh.
I can still see the animated.
For some reason. Sergey might be facing a wall.
I feel like I might be the one who can't.
Let me move you off and then move you back on and see if that updates. If not, you may need to reload Roll20.
Ah.
So,
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
is it working now?
No.
It is. Like a dream.
Alright. As long as it's not a blank screen, it's alright.
Describe it as.
So, well, it's mostly a theatre of the mind and something to look at that'll keep you occupied while we describe the different shopkeepers you go and interact with. So, who would like to explore Tethmos first? Is there anything in particular
Would love
you want to buy?
I believe
Well,
last
we
time.
all got to do it last week other than Sogeg, so I think really Sogeg should have his turn.
Fortunately, Sogeg was just too shocked by Lamia and turned his power off. Last I checked, Sogeg was staring at two, I believe,
Two Leonin
Leonin Lamias.
Lamia, yes. That Dias went and made some deals with, traded them some weird crystals and one of the tusks for some magic items.
I'd like to walk up to them, please.
Okay.
I'd go up to...
They definitely pay attention to you. You seem like a wealthy customer in their eyes.
Would I... Oh, I don't know how to ask this, actually. I'll go up to them and look slightly... I think I'm actually going to... is there any sense of... Oh, no, they're very agnostic here, aren't they? Everyone's...
Yes, there's to an almost point where you get the feeling that there is a magical divide between the divine and Tethmos. Something is preventing them from interacting with the city as much as it's preventing anyone in the city from interacting with the gods or with Nyx.
Well, Sogeg's a blunt creature, so I'm just going to ask them pretty outright and just say, where did you get your curses from?
Our curses. Well, we were born with them. I imagine not too dissimilar from yourself.
Oh. Sort of give a sideways glance to the local guards, and I'll restrain myself and not impale them for saying that. I just left it. They're common folk. They're not going to know. I'm just going to look instead at their wares on their table. Sogeg's got an eye for a knick-knack or
So
two.
they're mostly selling jewels and jewellery.
Ooh. Look at the rings, sort of brandish my grand signet ring. I feel like my other hand has an empty spot. I'll just ask them, what rings would you sell to an exiled king?
Ooh, do we have royalty in our ranks? That must mean you've got some decent amount to trade for these rings.
Pull out my scroll of pedigree and my signet ring.
Clear evidence, but I'd like to actually see something a little more shiny, tangible. You know how this works.
I look at them with a... Talking of shiny, I go, oh, I'm gonna try low, not to give it away. I'll try lowball them first. I'll pull out my bag of the moment, and I pull out from the bag a glistening ruby. As I say, perhaps unlimited wealth is more your speed.
Fascinating. We can trade for a ruby of such quality. We've got a pair of rings that might suit someone of that caliber.
We'll see.
As they pull out a pair of rings, one of them is a silver ring that is intricately carved in the shape of a feather that's coiled around, and the other essentially is one long coil that goes essentially from knuckle to knuckle.
Oh. Would I get any sense of the magics bound to these rings?
Make an Arcana check.
No whammy, no whammy. A bit of a whammy.
They're definitely magical rings, but that's about as far as you can work out.
My Lamia friends, they'd never dupe me. they'd never dupe royalty. I will accept the coiled ring.
Going for
Are
the-
they offering? Sorry, are they offering both? Or are they
No,
offering
one or the other.
I will take. The coiled looks more aggressive,
Okay.
more to my needs. I will grab the coiled ring.
Grab the coiled ring,
Yeah,
and
sample.
they take the ruby from your hand. A pleasure doing business with royalty. If you have any more of those precious gems you're willing to trade, we always have more higher standard jewellery for one of such noble lineage. Do you want to attune to the ring?
I will. I will straight up attune to the ring.
Okay, it's a
and
ring
see
of
if I can
jumping.
find more. A ring of jumping. Ooh. I'm a jump man.
Let me. It requires attunement, so make sure you've got an attunement
Yep.
spot for it. While wearing the ring, you can cast the jump spell as a bonus action at will.
Oh my word. Yes. It's going to be nice.
Greatest spell in the game.
That might be a... Soged can already jump pretty high. Oh lord.
We've got Scorpion Jordan over here.
Sogeg, pleased with his gifts. I don't try it out, remembering the runes etched as we entered. I don't trust our Rakshasha friend at the moment. I look to them. This pleases me.
We are honoured by such praise. Although, we would be very willing to show you some of our finer wares if you've got more to trade for them.
I look at them. I say, I have little need for wealthy goods. That is for the servile to gift me, not for me to hold. What if I were to trade you the bag of moment itself? A magical item that can pull a ruby out every day.
No.
Surely that would be...
That is very interesting. Are you still looking at rings, sir?
Oof. I'll have a quick glance over there. As it was rings and general jewellery.
This is jewellery in
Yes.
general. So there's a handful of stones, gems themselves, a couple necklaces or circlets, but the majority have been shaped into rings, as well as there's some non-magical ones as well.
Ooh.
As well as a handful of statuettes made out of various precious materials.
I need no statues. Although I am curious of their... I've got... I'm enamoured to my headband of intellect, even though it's useless. I just look to their... I guess to the rings and gems... the rings in general again. As a king should have more than 2 rings, surely.
Well, they pull out 2 different rings. They keep the feathered ring as well, if you would still want to go for that one, but they also dig out another that seems to be a gold band with a hummingbird, intricately stylized on one side, and one that seems to be made out of a much heavier material. Your best guess would be adamant, in the shape, and it sort of forms ram's horns.
I just look to them. They can understand me. They see me. They're clearly fine salesmen. I'll remember their names they would tell me when I reform my kingdom, and I'll take the ram-horned ring. I'm not even going to hear, it just speaks to me.
Okay, let me give you the ram horned ring as they take the bag entirely from you.
They can have it.
It is a ring of the ram.
Ring of the Ram sounds interesting.
Oh,
So, yeah,
very
just gonna-
kind of you, noble lost king. We do hope you regain your status and place. It would always be nice to see a fellow Lamia in charge.
I just give one glance to them and just say, now that you are worthy subjects, tell me, you never wondered where your curse originated?
Not particularly. Our curse is a little more commonplace than yours. A little bit more seen. Or less secret, as they say.
And tell me, have you seen any other Scorpion Lamia in Tethmos? Or Rescos?
None that we can remember. But for information like that, there's only one person that knows everybody that comes through this place. And that is the master of Tethmos himself.
I sort of stifle. Sogeg's glad that he took Pompous for this long rest. I sort of stifle a bit of an angered sort of getting nowhere with these lesser folk. Clearly, how could they not care about getting rid of their curse? I will just walk away from them. I thank them again. I'll keep it courteous.
Okay. So, we'll go on to someone else. Is there any other particular thing you're searching for in Tethmos? Or do you just want to have a wander and see what you find?
I'll have a wander about the place.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Blacksmith.
Okay. I won't make you your roll to try and find one, as you essentially follow Zolk's skittering away, knowing you should really keep an eye on him when he gets into big crowds. And sure enough, you see him slinking his way out of a blacksmith's.
For the record, I'm less worried about the crowds than to what he might end up doing to himself.
Fair point.
Not that bad.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we beg to differ.
I forgot to put him on the kid leash before we went in the big crowd.
Oh
Dang it.
no!
Ah.
He's gone! Like taking a 4-year-old to a theme park, they're just gone.
Oh,
I hope my own leash.
That's the scary thing.
So, Dios, it's up to you whether you want to rein in Zolk or go in and investigate the armory that he was clearly once in.
I think he needs to learn what happens here if you break the rules. So I'm just going to leave him do his thing.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
So you head inside and are immediately hit by a wave of heat. This is a very active forge. And you can see, slumped over an anvil, hammering away at a piece of metal, a loxodon, mostly just in a blacksmith's apron and basic trousers, essentially, as much as he can to handle the heat of this place. But it seems very cramped for a creature this size.
That's what my fellow players know. I speak Loxodon, but I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed, because the microphone can't handle the qualities of Loxodon.
I'm not allowed anymore. I don't really say anything to the Lockston over the forge. Did he have his wares sort of on the walls and?
You can see some of his finer pieces that he has displayed around. He seems to very much be an armourer as opposed to a weaponsmith. So you can see various types of armours both hung up on the wall as well as on dummies to sort of as on display, as well as a rack of various sizes of shield.
I'm just having a quick look. I would like. Okay. I'll greet the lovely elephant man. Greetings, brother.
Oh, busy day.
White,
What we after?
you okay there?
Indeed. Working.
Very hot and I'm sorry to say, but quite a cramped space for such a regal creature such as yourself.
Well, I do work with fire, so it is hot. And if one person coming in is normal and two people is busy, I can't afford anywhere bigger.
Good lord. Well, I'm in the market for a shield.
Any particular flavour?
Big bronze, preferably.
Looking for a hoplon.
Yes, that is what I'm looking for.
Anything special you want about it?
If we could get a large sun emblazoned on it, that would be great. If not, a simple vanilla variant will be okay.
Any magics?
I will rummage in my pack and pull out one of the tusks that we took, or I took. Say, how much magic would that get me?
That'll just get you the shield, but if you want it customised and with a bit of magic, throw in something else. Preferably coin.
I'm gonna have a quick look at my character sheet and see what I actually have. One moment.
Got quite a lot of coin. You do have
I don't have a lot of coin.
Yeah,
In
you
the
weren't the one that
party.
was taking it.
the party bag.
There is the party bag.
There is the part.
258.
There are other items and magic items especially that no one's really using, so...
You still have the fleece mane pelt. Oh my word, that's got to be.
I mean,
I'm wearing that.
Yeah, Daphne's wearing it.
I was going to say, I was that in the party inventory. I'll delete it.
Well,
my
the
God.
headband of intellect is in
Oh,
there, and
yeah.
you're using it. The boots of butterfly, I'm using them.
Ben's
I
got
like the
Demon's
idea
Magnet.
of Nadrin standing in a queue and then slowly sliding away because of the butterflies.
I'm gonna just say, I'll say just the shield is fine. I'll slide across like 15 gold to him to customize it with a sun, but that's all I really want.
It'll be done tomorrow.
Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. Yep, I'll just walk out.
Okay. Who is next? Who wants to find anything else?
Curious to see if there would be anyone interested in buying my poisons.
You can make an investigation check, see if you can find anyone that would be selling or buying such wares.
How bright would you say the market is?
It is the middle of the day.
Oh Christ!
Give me a desert.
Okay. So, you wander through the crowded streets, but it's quite hard to see both through the crowd and in the blazing desert heat, or well, savannah heat. But your acute sense of smell, especially for that sickly sweet of certain poisons, does catch you as you find a small shaded corner with a very, want of a better term, bouncy looking satyr.
Oh no! All right. I was going to speak to the satyr then.
Don't kidnap this one.
No promises.
Literally the
He has a
moment,
great track record with satyrs.
literally the moment you catch his eye contact, they spin on a hoof and turn towards you. Oh, wondrous, wondrous, wondrous days! Are you looking for something to just take the edge off, or just enjoy living in that one and only moment? Well, let's revel in it.
Oh Christ!
Come on, what have you got to sell? You're ready to buy something? I've got all sorts of wondrous and interesting items that'll really just make you see the world from a different perspective, man. Oh, just beautiful.
I have assorted poisons to offer you if if you have any of interest in these.
I mean, are they poisons to kill, or, the right type of poisons, man?
Definitely the kind that hurt.
I mean, I'm sure in smaller doses it's not too bad, but, well, not exactly living in the moment if you're taking precautions, you know what I mean? Go on, what have you got for me?
I'm not one to judge what you use them for. I've got 2 bottles of flesh-eating toxins, and one of them coordinated toxins.
Flesh-eating toxins.
Yes.
Well, I can't say I've ever done flesh eating before, but well, the world's made up of new experiences, man.
It's not going to down it.
I'll
Is
give you 5 gold for both of them.
Yeah, sure. I'm poor.
He happily takes the 2 vials and drops some oddly sticky 5 gold coins into your hand.
Do you have to describe that?
I'll just give him a nod and walk away. This sounds too unsettling for me.
Hey, you wanted to find the drug dealer.
Not wrong. Doesn't make me any less creeped out.
Zolk has literally just flooded the local market with flesh-eating stuff.
Yes.
This satyr is going to sell it to children, right?
Oh,
Zolk, what have you done?
guaranteed.
What have you done?
Left my mark.
So, if that's all Zolk really wants to do, Nadra and Scuds, is there anything in particular you want to search and find?
I'd like to just wander around. Whether I find anything or not, I don't know. But
Okay,
just
make
wander
an
about.
investigation check.
Yes. Investigation. Oh god, that's bad.
Okay.
Never mind.
You wander around, just sort of seeing where the breeze takes you as you take in the sights of so many different cultures and peoples meshing together in such a discordant harmony. Until you pass a bit of a shaded alleyway where you swear your pocket starts buzzing as one of the coins that you have vibrates.
Hey. I'm assuming that means the coin wants me to go over there.
It's a very shady and rough-looking alleyway.
Hmm. Is there anything I can see from just walking past it?
Make a perception check. No.
Nope.
You swear you can see dozens of faces coming out of the shadows, as well as just this empty alleyway. It's this. You're a bit overwhelmed by the crowds of so many surface dwellers that you were a bit taken off guard by one of the coins reacting.
Not sure I should go here on my own.
I'm sure the parties stick out even amongst such a thick crowd.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt for one of them.
You'll be able to find any of them, so it's up to you who you want to bring with you.
I don't feel like Zolk is gonna be the best option.
You never know.
Um, I think.
Useful someday.
I really don't know.
You're useful to me, Zolk. Don't worry.
I
That's
just don't
ominous.
think you're gonna be useful in this situation. I'm gonna go to Sogeg.
Okay.
Really?
That's an interesting choice.
Sogeg's just sort of surveying it. You see him just sort of looking towards that central area where the Chief Master Rakshasha was. I was sort of egging myself on to go meet him.
Before you find Nadrin tugging at your torn cloak, trying to get your attention.
Sogeg.
Sort of
Sogeg!
startled look at him. Oh!
Sogeg!
Very small. What is this? Is this an arm wrestle invitation? What's happening
No.
here? What's happening here?
You know them coins that I had? The Thassa's coins that I got Granny to enchant kind of for me to find the other ones.
I recall.
One of them just started buzzing when I went past an alley.
Oh, you just see Sogeg, deep thought, as my band of intellect just thrums on my head. This is a serious situation. What's
I
in it
didn't
for
want to
me?
go in on my own.
No, I'll give a nod and understand the gravity of the situation. And just
Should
say,
we get
"Lead
the
on."
others? Or should we just do it ourselves?
Can you trust? Soge sort of slightly. I mean, it's not one to be sort of impressed by subjects, but to be honoured with such a gracious thing, I'll just say, do you know what is at the other end of your humming coins? What are
Probably
they?
another coin.
Oh, I do like coins.
You're not having this one.
I have the non-humming ones. Is that a deal?
I kind of need these.
Non-humming. I'll arm wrestle for it.
I need these ones.
Just
I have a very minor amount of gold.
I'll just say, A gift for a gift. I'll help you with this, but you've got to help me when the time comes.
Oh, this can't go badly.
I offer a Sogek handshake. It looks very similar to like a pumped sort of bicep, sort of a predator style like handshake. Do you accept?
Yes.
Damn, that's
Your
a
arms
firm
pump.
handshake.
You can
Sort of
feel
shocked.
almost like you have both signed a contract to one another.
You do see Sogeg literally scroll something down on a bit of paper. He has noted this.
Could only go well.
I'm very tempted to use my ring of jumping as soon as you like handshake, but I don't want to get blown up by Mahadi. I say, lead on, lead on.
I'll just
We should
come
probably
with
get
me.
back up though.
I was going to say, do you want to get anybody else, or is it just going to be Nadrin and Sogeg investigating this strange alleyway?
Now I've got the blood contract, which I'm happy to get other people.
Sogeg. Should we get someone else with us as well?
Say, sort of taken aback. I'm not sure how much we can trust these mysterious coins. Say, is this a matter of concealment? Why haven't you mentioned this before as we enter Tethmos? Surely this isn't the first sign.
I've literally taken out my coins multiple times in front of you.
They've never hummed before.
I mean, one of them was pointing this direction as we were coming here. So I kind of guessed it was pointing us to here.
But
And it
what are
started
these coins? I've not asked,
buzzing.
I've trusted your coins as much as they point places, but why do they point places?
I asked Granny to find the rest of Thassa's coins.
I do trust Granny. God, she's wise.
What?
Look, she convinced me. I was ready to hate, but her words of destroying things just really got me thinking. I'll trust in your judgment, Nadrin. This is your trial, not mine.
Can we get Scuts as well?
And that's for the best.
Yeah, let's go get Scuts as well.
All right, you'll find her kind of wandering around the shops looking at, like, not the right objects you'd want to buy. Kind of like how she asked the lady for a bag instead of, any items on the actual table.
Yeah, you went to a fruit shop and bought the person's bag.
Yeah, she's currently checking out a barrel with a very serious face.
You'd also by proxy find Zolk since I was told to keep an eye on her by Granny.
It's Sulk again. Hey.
Scuts.
Oh, hey, Nadrin. What's up?
Hi. So remember those coins that Granny enchanted for me?
Yeah.
One of them started buzzing when I went past a alley over there. I just got Sogeg, but we thought it would be best to get you as well.
Sure. Is there, She rubs her hands together, getting a little excited, putting together that Sogeg's in on it. Is there something to fight?
Possibly. Maybe.
I'm
I'm
in.
not sure. It just looked a bit scary and I didn't want to go in on my own.
I just sort of like slightly nudge Nadrin, sort of shameful almost, sort of say, Nadrin, you promised me a mighty gift. You have to promise Scut something as well. If she wants a fight, you've got to promise a fight. It's only correct.
You can arm wrestle Sogeg?
Ew, I'm in.
I look, I'm just like, that's a mighty gift for anyone. I'm impressed you have such leeway, Nadrin.
What is happening?
She's hacked the muscle brain. She knows how it works. She can get anything now.
You just see Sogeg's like band of intellect sort of give a whimper and sort of almost giving up. Like,
At some point, it's just going to crawl itself off your head.
nah, it's all big brain. It's all to the plan. I just look to Nadrin and say, Nadrin, if there's no fight here, you've promised. I have need of a fight. You've got to help us if the time comes. I
So
already
good.
have.
You could just fight
Well,
together.
So, Gig, while you're not wrong, I think you're missing the bigger picture here. The best gift of all is making Nedrin happy.
Oh.
Thank
Incredibly
you.
wholesome.
Sogeg staggers backwards slightly, a serious puzzled look on his face. I don't understand your words, but god damn if your biceps don't lie. I
She
continue,
just
I follow.
flexes.
I say, I've been beaten too many times at an arm wrestle to really argue at this point. Sogeg continues, follows on.
Did we get anyone else? Should we get Dios or not? What do you two think?
I have a feeling Dios will find us.
Yeah. Where's
I'm gonna-
Zol at this point? Because he said he was nearby. Has he like
Lost
started
in the crowd.
following us, or
It'd be lost in the crowd somewhere nearby.
Say, if this needs to be subtle, Nadrin, Stalk isn't the one we need. You need creatures of grace, of dexterity, of poise.
We need
sort of-
Bennett, but he's so subtle I lost him in the crowd.
yeah? Where did he go?
Probably
He-
to a bush again. He likes those a lot, I've noticed.
He likes hiding in bushes, yeah, but he also keeps hiding behind me. Is he behind me now?
He was behind me
This
once.
Scott's checks. All right,
Okay,
Nindran,
this
let's
one.
go. Let's go get your coin.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? I'm just on board. Let's go.
Let's
She
go.
starts walking forwards randomly through the crowd. The overexcited Unibor.
I'll lead them over to where the alley was.
So you return to that shady alleyway where the coin again starts vibrating in your pocket.
Doing it again.
I fit in this alley.
You'd struggle, but I'm sure if you turn sideways, you should be all right.
Oh, I'm good at that. Nadrin, where have you brought us? This is
This is why I didn't want to go on my own. Like, the coin
is fair.
started buzzing, and this looks kind of weird, and I didn't want to go here on my own. And you're like the
confident, Nadrin.
easiest to spot in this crowd because you're so tall.
It's true. So I guess sort of like he just seems like extra go on his tiptoes on his claws. He's sort of very. He's flattered. He's flattered. Well,
And you're very recognizable.
you know what they say: if the coins are ringing, follow it.
Guts is going to close her eyes and take a deep breath. And when she opens them again, she's going to use magic awareness just to kind of see if there's anything in this alleyway to be concerned of.
Okay, remind me again of what magic awareness does.
As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to.
So immediately your senses tingle as this place is covered in magic items. But specifically down this alleyway, there is definitely a bundle of magic items about halfway down, hidden slightly behind a set of crates.
this alleyway empty, like of creatures? Does it look like?
Make a perception check.
Make my perception. And on this, I would also use my blood sense,
Okay.
specifically peering down this alleyway.
There, as far as you can tell down this alleyway, there is only a single creature.
You just see Sogeg grip his Zeiston, readied.
You can't see the creature, but you know they're there.
I'll give a nod to Nadrin, and I'll give a nod to Skuts, hoping that she understands as I grab my Zeiston. Fighting to be done.
We weren't
Poor
allowed to
defenseless
fight
things.
here.
Does
Just
sitting on them count as fighting?
No.
Depends
Okay.
on intent.
I will pacify with my ass. If we get into trouble, Zogeg, you hold them down, and I'll keep them there.
Give a nod. Also a puzzled look at Nadrin of, why the hell did you get these two characters to help in this stealthy mission? I will... I probably shouldn't go first as I don't really fit down here. I'll just sort of prep myself sideways with my Zeiston held
Skuts will
forward.
start walking kind of slowly down, heading towards where she can sense the magic items.
Okay. So are you in the front, Skuts?
Yes.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
I am good at this. Yeah! Alright,
Okay.
roll 20 allows me here.
You said the magic words. So as you cautiously tip-hoof your way down this alleyway, you see what seems to be a laid-out rug on the backside of this set of crates and barrels, on which seems to be an assortment of very strange-looking items. And huddled in some blankets in the centre of them, sat cross-legged, is a rat folk.
Oh.
Uh,
Another one.
Hello, sir. Very interesting place to keep your wares.
Well, it
She's assuming.
depends on what you're here to sell. Or buy, I have many interesting rare items to sell.
Do you have any coins?
I have many things. Depends on what you are selling and who is asking.
I'm asking for my friend Adren. I'm looking for a coin, and if you have a coin, maybe I can find something you'd like for me to sell.
I have many coins and many interesting artifacts. You don't need to know where they come from. Just buy them. Buy.
No, you show, then I buy.
Well, you look with eyes.
As he sort of gestures around the rug.
Guts will gesture for Nadrin to come over. Does
Oh.
anything look like your coin?
Does any of them look like the coin I'm after?
So, the main things you can see. There is 3 different what seem like necklaces or amulets with the symbol of Karametra, Keranos and Heliod on them. So 3 separate ones with those. 2 of the funeral masks of a returned, a large sort of like jug or urn with gorgeous paintings on the side, a covered item that seems to be moving on its own accord, as well as various treasures and chests, including one that is very heavily salt covered.
Now that I'm interested in.
Death salt, though. What kind of salt are we talking? Do any of these items look blooded, or are they all quite...
Almost all of them have various stages of blood on them. Some are probably only 1 or 2 days old, blood, and some maybe a couple of weeks, but still not cleaned.
I'll just whisper that we definitely should not bring Dios here. Sort of gesturing towards the Heliod emblazoned
There are,
Yes.
well, you can make a religion check to see if you can work out what sort of things they are and where they've come from. So you would know with that the urn is also an artifact of Heliod as well. And all of these seem to have come from religious folk. Although why a rat folk would be selling them in a shady alley is entirely up to your own opinion. And why they have various stages of drying blood on them, user error.
Look, he's shown his might. He's won it. No judgment here. No judgment.
So this chest, it is a chest, right?
Yes, it is
With
a
salt
currently
on it?
sealed chest that seems like it's been underwater for a very long time.
What do you want for this chest?
I want lots of coin or interesting items, yes. If you're paying just normal coin, I want 3,000.
3,000?
Yes.
You're having a laugh. That's 200 gold at most.
Now is precious, hidden from the sights of everyone. It could not know what inside. It could be worth so much. If you're searching for it, you buy it.
He's got you there, Nadrin.
If looking for something more in Pauper's range, I'd try some of these.
And holds up the amulets.
The mention of Pauper really pisses me off. Sogeg sort of pumps himself up. You just see a long spear, not pointed towards the rat folk, but just brandished, as I'm going to puff myself up and pompously leer down at him. Also, I'm going to make him with my... words? With my helm of thingy-maboob. Would like him to make a DC 15 charisma check just to make sure if he wants to call me champion or not.
Alright, because of course I've
also...
got a character sheet set up for a random NPC. So what's the first one you're asking him to do?
So first, just a DC 15 charisma just to see if he can call me champion. It's more just sort of what he's going to respond. I'm hoping it'll like...
Yeah, he ignores it.
He definitely does. But then I will be pompous, and I'm just going to leer down and call me a pauper and just say that this chest is not worth 3,000 gold pieces.
Well,
That is my persuasion versus your wisdom.
You offer something in exchange, then. I want to sell, but I'm not going to part for nothing. If you're looking for something of a royal nature, you might try this.
And taps the wriggling cloth.
Okay, he's diffused me. What's under the cloth, rat?
Is very rare and interesting token taken from the deeps. Yes.
Oh, the chest wasn't the coin.
Peels it back, and you can see what looks like a severed octopus tentacle that's sort of coiled up and constantly wiggling and flexing.
Oh. How does Nadrin respond to that? You offended?
Not very happy about that.
Is very interesting, can be very powerful. Took from great warrior, and I best, yes.
Where did you get that?
I tell you, for a coin. Nothing
You
comes
tell us.
free in Tethmos.
Oh. How? So, in the sense, at the moment, we're all stood in front of him, right? Or stood in front of it.
As
like,
much as you can do. Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
a bit squished in, but
there's gonna be no chance of getting past him.
I mean, if
I'll
you
flick,
want to be aggressive, you're welcome to try.
No. I flick 2 gold pieces to the creature and just say, "Where is this from?"
He looks at them, chews on them briefly, before stashing them away inside his tattered clothes.
I found a dealer out in the world between, and had some of these tokens taken from sailing warriors. Yes, they had them attached to arms, and we took them from. Oh, they took them from and sold to me. Yes.
Nadrin, I advise you just trade for the chest. We should be out of the way of this lesser rat folk. Unpleasant, but it's pretty clear that he's not the big cheese in all this. He's small fry.
I got the pun.
I don't have much on me, honestly.
Oh, you make good trades, yes. Or you go leave alley, yes.
Do you treasure information, rat?
No treasure information. No. I want artifact. I want divine stuff. Yes. I like stuff that's been touched by gods that I can take, and then yes.
You've
Very
had
close.
stuff touched by gods, my little rat friend.
Everything here
But
touched
have
by
you
gods.
ever had something touched by the hag mother, Granny? As she reaches into her bag of bullshit,
Oh no.
and she pulls out a piece of marble with a poem in primordial adorned in sigils. And she's going to kind of show it to him a little bit, but like move it around so he can't get a good look. This is from the great and most powerful Archon in all of Theros. Isn't this worth trading for?
Yes. Castle wands, yes.
Then give me the coin and you can have...
It is not worth for the chest. Maybe trade for other items, yes.
Scuts is gonna kneel down and open up her shirt and just be like, do you see anything in here that you like? And I'm gonna give the others a chance to stop me. She doesn't have to do this.
I'm sideways at the moment. I'm literally looking at a wall. I don't have very good peripheral vision right now.
You can
This is going south very quickly.
certainly make the attempt.
Oh, please pull out the dragon. Please pull out the dragon.
There's a whole world of cool stuff in here, buddy. Why don't you take a look? Is she just gonna like open it a little bit more and lean a little bit closer and like gesture for him to look?
He does inch closer to it and starts sort of peering inside.
I cannot see anything in there. What?
But take a smell. Can't you smell the power of the Archon?
No, just empty void. You take stuff. What's in there? Yes.
I'll
Show
give
me.
you a better look. Here, yeah. And she's gonna like grab him by the tail and try to like drop him in.
Simultaneously, I'd like to thrust my
I feel like at some
Zystem
point I should have made
behind him.
Okay, are you... I'm going to do the DM thing and ask, are you sure you want to do this? Because this
Pull
would
back
be
the
considered
Oh, shit, yeah.
violence. This
Oh,
would
God.
break the rules.
Oh god. Sogeg definitely will just...
Because you're actively attacking
Yep.
him to push him in. You're using an attack action to push him in.
I'll definitely
Okay,
ready about the spear to like push Scuts back. 100% we
So,
don't want to do this.
Not,
100%.
I'm not stopping you from doing it if you really want to.
Nope.
But I'm just making
Nope.
sure you're aware of the consequences.
Nope.
Scuts is well attuned to her gym bros nervousness all of a sudden, and she's just gonna take a hint to not do this here, because Sogeg of all people knows how much I love shoving people in my shirt. So Scuts will
shouldn't be counting as
step
violent.
back and snap it shut and just be like, "Ugh, you're too pathetic for any of these wonderful Archon gifts."
If you're not here to sell or to buy, why are you bothering Krasos?
Well, it's not my fault you don't want Granny's super cool stuff. I will give you one last offer for the chest. How about one of these lame, ordinary, god-touched rocks? As she grabs one of the strange stones that she has.
Oh, which ones are the strange stones?
I don't know. It says 4 strange stones, one of each different kind. That was all I was given.
God damn it, right.
Different kinds of strange stuff.
I'm trying to remember what kinds of strange stones I've put in there.
The
I
best.
got them all the way back by the Catablebus.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Strange
Yeah.
stones.
I'm waiting for a chance to use
Oh.
them, but then it's like when you don't put a sticker on anything. Like, but what if I use the sticker and then I wish I would have stuck it on something else later? That's what those rocks are.
Oh, I know what they are. Right, okay. Okay. Where the hell are they? Oh, God.
Oh lord. This can only be good. Only can be good.
I can't remember what they're actually properly called.
This is what happens when we hoard things.
The risk of hoarding.
Oh, don't tell me I've
I mean, I do
lost
it too.
the handout for it. God damn it.
I actually forgot they were in my inventory. I thought I had put them in my bag, but if they were in my bag, they would be on the random table, not in my inventory. So I was like, oh, no, I have these. Light bulb.
Got stolen on my band of intellect right now. Too much thinking going on here.
There it is.
Scary.
Found it. Okay, so you've got one of each of the weird stones. Right, I know which ones these are now. So what are you doing with the weird stones?
Are they like different colors or anything to differentiate them?
So there is a slight differentiation to them. Make an Arcana check to see if you can work out what they mean. But they seem to be inscribed with something, but it's not a language as such.
Yeah.
They are inscribed differently. The stones look very similar. They're not much bigger than a basic pebble, but they seem heavier than they should do. But that's about as much information as you can get from it.
Okay.
I'll tell you this though, with Scots being Scots, you get the feeling if you threw one of these stones at someone and hit them, it's gonna hurt.
That was the assumption I made.
The magic throwing stones, essentially.
I will offer to trade him one in exchange for the chest. I don't know if I have anything else to. I don't want to give up my flavor pinch pouch. Oh, I can't find the rules for my strange items bag, but I basically can't do it again because I did it just basically right before
It's
in the last game.
once a short rest, I believe, for
Once
the
a short
strange
rest,
act in
okay.
this one. So you, uh, if,
I would not be
did
able to
you
use it again.
use it while you were within Tethmos because you had a long rest while traveling?
I pulled the rock out and traded it for the bag.
Was the rock? Oh no, you pulled the butterfly that found items
Oh, the
for you.
butterfly.
That's the one.
That's right. Oh. Oh. Hmm. I want to use it to find out which one of the things we want here so we can make sure we buy the right thing.
Really hope
But
it is
in
the box.
in response to your offer, the rat folk.
I take all the bullets, yes, all of them, and the marble, and some more, and then we give you chest, yes. Chest was most hardest thing to find. I'd maybe trade the bullets for other things. This urn, very interesting, weird, strange, took from temple, yes.
Does Mahadi know you're here? Ratkin.
Mahadi, no, it's everyone, yes.
I look at him sort of. I'm going to look around the actual around this alleyway. Does it look like essentially I'm looking for what Soga's actually looking for is basically like a grate in the ground, but looking for ways in which he could have snuck here, or if he's had to literally just walk here from the streets. Essentially, is he here incognito? Or any gratings?
Make an insight check for me.
Power of insight. I peer into ye. Oh, not bad.
You get the feeling he sets up in this very shady alleyway for the same reason why Zolk is struggling to find anything in here.
Yes.
Doesn't like direct sunlight.
Ah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't have put it past Mahadi to be okay with this, but yeah, we ain't gonna trick him that way. Oh, likes God touch things. I have nothing. Lots of blood. Got various items covered in blood, but
So to say.
unfortunately, Mogus is a bit too he's a bit light on
You never know.
trinkets.
You could go and trade at other places and then come back and trade those.
That is true.
We've got this token of Phaenax. Does any of us actually care
Ooh.
about that?
So the token of Phaenax essentially gives you it's coins that the returned use. So if you do meet the Grey Merchant of Asphodel while wandering around, that's their currency. That's the only thing they will take.
Ah, right, okay.
It's a big thing to trade, but I mean that is very, very God touched.
Yeah.
I'm down with trading that though. If that's your everyone else.
How
Seems like a
well
good
would
purchase.
how well would I have been able to kept track of them?
Make a investigation check for me.
Put 'em all away.
Not at all. You're on your own.
Not very. In fact, no, I'll let you keep the 16 because they are actually out of sunlight.
We're not exactly inconspicuous either.
So you do manage to spot them as you're searching around after realising you've lost everybody, and then you just manage to find the half-squished Sogeg taking up most of the space in this alleyway.
I offer
Oh,
for a bro handshake.
I'll definitely take the bro handshake.
What up, Zolk? I'm stuck.
I'll just climb on top of Sogeg to get a visual on what's going on.
So you see a rat folk in various tattered rags, a bloodstained rug that he sat on top of, with various items laid out. Those items, there are 3 amulets, one dedicated to Karametra, another to Keranos, and another to Heliod. 2 funeral masks, a urn with some markings on it, that seem to hint towards Heliod's. A writhing cloth that was revealed. There is a severed tentacle underneath it, as well as a small wooden chest that is very heavily waterlogged and covered in salt and sort of brine and barnacles and shit.
I just kind of wave to Nadrin and be like, "So, Fish, what's happening?"
I need that chest.
All right.
My coins told me I need that chest.
Okay, what's in it for me?
You get to meet one of your kin.
I hate my kids.
I would say that's not a.
It's there though.
Hey, dude.
What's up, dude?
Just point to Zolk and say, Zolk, we could do with pleasing the water folk. There's a whole nother world to explore, a whole nother people to poison and slaughter. Just think of the endless possibilities.
Well, what would you be after, kind Ratto?
This difficult to come by. This treasure chest. Yes, I sell for 3,000 gold. Yes.
How about something definitely touched by Farika? And I'll show him my poisonous kit.
Oh.
Interesting. You have Caso's attention.
I was the champion of Farika, and this was blessed by Farika. Would you like it?
Yes, very much. But a little more needed to exchange, you know? It's bigger than yours, yes.
I'll throw in a vial of midnight tears.
I will take the strange stones tall one has and the poison kit, yes, and trade for chest, yes. Good deals.
Good deal.
I'm fine with this. How about you, Skirts?
Let's go for it.
Oh, I was kind of hoping you'd throw some of the stones at some point.
Oh, wait, to give them up? Oh, wait.
He's asking for all four of them.
No, I'm willing to part with half.
It is deal made, yes, pack deal made.
He holds out a little clawed hand.
To agree to two of them?
I'll give him a high five.
Two of them, a crisp high five, and the poisonous kit.
Just high five from who?
I will reach into my bag of bullshit and add one more item to sweeten the deal. Oh.
You're gonna give up your dream
Wait, I can
journal?
roll twice.
You can roll twice.
Ah. Ooh, both of those are. We might need the keys for the chest. Yeah, I'll give him the. Does it switch to his dreams or is it my dreams?
That is something you'll only find out after the fact.
Seems like inappropriate information to hand off.
You still have the marble.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll stick with the marble. I was gonna try to sweeten the deal with something additional, but I'll give him the original marble I pulled out.
Okay. Roll
Alright.
2d4 for me.
Over here.
Okay. Mark down that you still have stone 2 and stone 4 left. So you gave up stone 1 and stone 3.
Wait, oh no, wait.
Well, I'll let you choose between the two. You can either keep stone
no,
1
just,
and 3
just,
or stone 2 and 4.
I don't care. Just stop saying a bunch of different numbers. Give me the 2 numbers I'm writing down. Dyslexia.
Okay. So you can either give up the stones 1 and 3 or 2 and 4.
I'm fine with what the original thing you said was.
Okay, you give it up. So mark down that you've got stones 2 and 4 left.
2 and 4. Okay. Sorry, I retain numbers for like half a second.
That was a journey.
So
Feel
I
that
can't do
pain.
mental math. I
takes
can't
that,
keep numbers straight.
takes
All right,
the,
let's go.
the marble, it takes the poisonous kit, and then shoves with all his little rat might this quite heavily laden chest towards you.
I still have many good items if you're still hunting. Yes. No interest for the tentacles or maybe the urns. Yes.
We should just open the chest and make sure it's got something in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Make sure we
the
didn't just
chest
buy
is
an empty
locked.
chest.
So
Need a rogue.
Does it look? Oh, I can't be aggressive. Oh, Sogeg's in just a nightmare zone right now.
Can I try and hunt the party down? No, I think I've
make
stayed
an
out of this for longer.
investigation check.
One moment.
I feel like we should leave though. Unless Dios finds us.
He finds you. He definitely finds you. You do stick out quite a lot, even in this shady alleyway.
Shouldn't have
You
braved
definitely
him.
heard Skutz's rant about Granny being the all-powerful Archon.
It's also you can see a scorpion line here squished into a tight corridor.
His tail's just sticking out into the...
As I
Poking
walk,
random passes by.
as I walk down the alleyway, seeing the rest of my party, I just shake my head and say, "Why am I not surprised to find all of you here doing shady deals behind whatever this building is? What stupid illegalities are you getting up to now? Honestly, keeping you guys in check is really, really starting to do my head in."
Sorry, sir.
He starts off on a bit of a rant, but then he notices that the rat's got a couple of Heliod aligned items.
But
And
before
Go on.
anything happens, oh sorry, carry on.
No, continue.
I was gonna say, just generally seeing Dios entering the alleyway, I would lend a Sogeg hand and just mention, remember the pact, Dios. I would like to split this Rad's head open, but we have to leave him be.
Unlike
Remember the
you,
things-
Sogeg, I'm not obsessed with showing my might at any given opportunity. I'm quite capable of talking to people somewhat civilly without resorting to spreading their brains across whatever wall they happen to be stood behind.
I do that with my
No,
decisions.
Sogeg's like, what?
What is
It
this
is my
nonsense
right
you speak?
to be I say it's a king's right to be forceful, Dios. Your ways.
Yeah, but a good king, a true king, a truly great king, shouldn't slaughter his subjects for looking at him in the wrong way.
You describe a king who will have a knife in the back.
Good king won't give his would-be assassins an excuse to do it.
Oh, very interesting debate. But are you here to buy? Yes.
Yes, rat folk. Those, and I point towards the Heliod amulet and the urns.
Yes.
What are they?
Rare, interesting. You have power of God's sons. Yes.
Have I seen either of those before? Heard about
You
them?
would
or-
recognise them both immediately.
Hey, okay.
The amulet is an amulet of the devout, and the urn is an urn of Heliod's glory.
Okay, so
so let me go and find the item. Heliod's Glory. So it's about a 3 foot tall urn.
That's proper tall.
Proper, yeah. It does take some effort to carry around, but you essentially place it down and put a plug either inside or out to give bonuses to those who worship Heliod. It's used typically in rituals. Really, you shouldn't see one outside of a temple to Heliod. How it got here, considering what you believed you knew about these things, considering they shouldn't be able to be moved by anybody that isn't a Heliod worshipper. And yet here it is.
I'm just going to move in front of the blanket that all these items are sat on. And I'll drop to my knees in front of it. So I'm sort of level with the rat. These items, that one in particular, I point towards the urn. That came from a temple. Now, I'm not here to judge. I understand that things happen out in the real world. So, here's what we're going to do. You and I are going to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and I'm going to walk away with the amulet. And I'm going to forget I saw that urn.
We make good deal trade. Yes, yes. Questions not asked. Yes.
Okay. I will rummage in my pack. I've got another 2 elephant tusks, so I'll pull out one more of those. Elephant tusk. Extremely rare, extremely fresh.
I do not care much for weird creature stuff. I like the God touched. Yes, I either want gold and I want 500 for this, or I take interesting item from gods. Yes.
Would you take one from an Archon?
Just pause for a second.
You have Krasos' interest.
I'll rummage in my pack and pull out my last yard of magical foci purple crystal and just hold it up to him. Taken from the cave of a very powerful hag Archon not 2 days ago. I'm told it can be used as a magical foci.
It is interesting, but not enough to cover cost.
Then
Add some of the mushroom.
Then there will be no deal. And he puts it away and just walks away.
Those that still remain see the rat twitching and sort of umming and ahhing to himself, but it doesn't really do anything about it.
I look over my shoulder and just say, the offer will stand. If you change your mind, come find me. And I'll walk back out into the main bazaar.
Okay. Anyone else want to continue dealing with the rat folk?
Done my thing. I've got my
God
chest.
I'll give him another high five before we leave.
High five, demon.
Is it crisp, though?
Juicy high five.
Roll for crispness.
Oh, fuck.
Not you smack yourself on the nose.
Okay, so if that's the last you want to deal with Kassos the rat folk, is there anything else anyone wants to search for?
I still have 2 tusks to offload.
I don't think you'll like what I can trade for him, but I would like to go to the blacksmith if possible.
Let's go to the blacksmith.
Yes.
Okay. Well, getting directions from Dios and Zolk, you find your way towards the same blacksmith. As you squeeze yourself inside his forge, there is not enough room for two size large creatures here at all. It is
My head's sort of-
uncomfortably close to each other.
Gently, my head sort of sideways rested on his shoulder, peering into his eyes. Does he look? No, I've not seen him before. But as he speaks, does he sound fairly dejected? I got the feeling he was dejected before. He was a bit sad.
More that he just takes life really slowly, doesn't tend to react too quickly to things unless there's mice involved.
As I enter, I'll just exclaim at the fineness of his wares. And I'll show him my shield. I'll show him my hoplon. Say, fine, sir. I have a need for combat and for fights. I need wares from the finest of blacksmiths. This hoplon is a Cronian made, but it has seen much use. What do you make of it? I'm curious to what he thinks of the quality of my hoplon.
Not just the hoplon, but your armor seems a Crowan, but not the finest.
Oh,
I
it cuts deep.
can improve to get to that quality. I may not be an Crowan myself, but their secrets aren't exactly secret.
They are not. I look at him. You know, wily, I rustle my mustache because I don't think this is going to work. I say, you are is it fair to say you're a humble blacksmith? You are one to not like minced words.
I do my job and pay my debts.
I bet you get a lot of jokers coming in here trying to weasel their way out of your wares, trying to get a cheeky deal.
Not really. Most people don't like to get cheap with something they're trying to keep them alive.
It is true. More just about people trying to underhand him, but to be fair, it's a fair point. I'll take off my oh, pains me to do this, but I'm actually going to take off my helm of authority. I say, what do you make of this item?
It is a finely made helmet that seems to have an enchantment on it.
Does. I'm willing to trade fair Loxodon.
And what are you looking for?
I'm looking for armor that will provide a bit more of a bulwark. I am too damageable.
In exchange for the helmet and an additional 200 gold or equivalent, I can improve your panoply to full acrotary armor.
I also take off my headband of intellect. Oh,
You're offering
as I
both
look
of
on,
them.
I look at them both and I just think, sort of a slight inner monologue to Sogeg, but I've got a lot of fighting to be done, and these items only serve my pomposity. To be king, there is wise words and dioses in his sayings.
I
To be king,
can
I must be stern.
upgrade your shield then as well.
I give a nod to him and say, they are useless to me.
Are you looking for something that will help you stay on your guard or keep things away?
I always stay on guard. So I'd like to keep things away.
Okay. So, he gestures for you to take off your armor,
I get nudies.
because he does need to upgrade it, but
As I give him my loincloth as well.
He holds it out
Sweeten the
at a
deal.
bit of a distance. Holds it with his forged tongs, just a bit far away. It should be
It's just-
done by tomorrow.
So I've unequipped my Panoplian Hoplon.
And don't forget your Helm of Authority and the Headband of Intellect
Yup.
that you've given
And
away.
now, a humble. Yeah, I already had quite good intelligence anyway, but
Yeah, it's not like anybody else in the party needed intelligence.
Oh, Scott's wanted to multi-class know an artificer.
we'll get another one. We'll find a way. Shit.
That might be one
The
for
problem
sale
is
somewhere in here.
Sogek had already taken off the headband and it stopped telling him the good choices and he's forgotten.
Oh, I'm kidding.
I don't think it was Dios's ways or his attempt at what he was saying, but it really rang true in Sogek's mind that I need to be more one-sided. Understand what I must give up to be king.
Okay.
I also just don't want to die anymore.
Is there anything else anyone wants to search for?
I should talk to Mahadi. I don't want to talk to Mahadi,
Yeah.
but I should talk to him.
Come him.
Well, you can join Scott's as she's walking over to him.
Like I say, I've also got a need to speak to Mahadi.
I'm sure
We
there's
can
other
group
shops
sign
as well.
ourselves
You
away.
could look around if you want to pad for time, if you want to go somewhere else. But if you want to talk to the master of Tethmos, the Archon of Trade himself, you can find him. He is always wandering the streets of Tethmos, seemingly beaming smile on his face, shaking hands, and being very overly friendly to pretty much everybody that goes past.
Is he in human or
He is
Rakshasa
in
form?
his tiger Rakshasa form.
Just good to know.
He is in, just to remind everybody of what this handsome man looks like.
I hate him. I hate him.
Glorious, piercing blue eyes.
Yes.
Very similar to someone else in the party.
He's a good putty cat.
His eyes are like seafoam green. But that's neither here nor there. I still hate the guy. I've not even talked to him yet, and I hate the guy.
I think you're letting personal biases get in the way if you roll.
I absolutely am. Unashamedly. Okay. I need to big myself up for
So,
this one.
as you are sort of slapping yourself in the face, hyping yourself up, Mahadi's already noticed you and is coming towards you, arms wide, big beaming smile on his face. Always a delight to see new faces here in Tethmos. Welcome. I hope you have been finding the pleasantries to your liking. I am Mahadi. And he takes a deep bow before you. If there is anything you would ever need, directions or assistance in facilitating good trade, you know that I am here to help and be the wondrous host so many see me as.
Oh, so that's why Granny has a thing for you, huh? I've heard a lot about you.
I can't say I know of a granny. Does she go by other names?
Yeah. I call her Granny because I can never remember. She lives up in the mountain. She's real big, likes mushrooms and sewing.
Ah, a fellow Archon, I believe. It has been many
Yeah.
a millennia since I last spoke to her. How well is she doing?
Oh, she's doing awesome.
Always a delight, a pleasure to be around.
Yeah. So, speaking of Granny, she's wanting to not be stuck in her realm anymore. Uh, so like if you're bored of being stuck here, Granny's like, uh, oh man, I'm so bad.
Why would I
Granny
be?
wants you to rule the world with her, I guess, or something. She was talking some weird stuff one night.
Why would I be bored of living in my golden city? Yes,
Well-
I am as bound to it as any Archon is to their domain, but the gods' magics are not as solid as they like to believe, and can be a little on the more malleable side if you know what you're doing, and not ruffling too many feathers, of course. But I am here to celebrate the mortals and their willingness to constantly want more and trade and give. Ah, it is such a delight. It warms my cold Rakshashan heart.
What if you could bring that joy all over Theros and not just here?
There is a
Just
lot
think
of
about it.
coin to be made out in Theros Hall. It would take a lot to avoid unnecessary gazes, though, so I will humor you, dear. If old Ekidana wanted to speak to me, I would be a willing host.
Scuts opens her shirt and then closes it. Well, I'm sure you can find ways of getting in touch with her, but it's time to show the gods where their place is in Theros.
Bold words from a mortal. I am impressed that the old hag has taken a liking to anything that only has the singular head.
Yeah, way to hit on my insecurity, pal. But that aside, I am the first champion of the Archons, and she just like raises her arms, and like
He gives you
I
a
don't know, makes-
soft golf clap. Very condescending.
she does the thing with her pecs.
How mighty. I am curious to see how not only a first champion would work, but a Unibor at that.
Well, I don't see you with any champions, pal.
Who needs champions when you have as much gold and wealth and access to others as I?
Ah,
The old coot is a bit of a hermit, whereas I, as he turns and sort of winks and waves to some of the people passing by, am much more of a people person.
suit yourself.
Anyone else wanted to talk to our favourite Rakshasha in the world?
I want to.
I would, but I'd like to do mine last. Ominous.
I want to, but I should. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll walk up and offer my hand.
He does take it in both backwards hands as he gives you a full, hearty handshake. Welcome to Tethmos, new friend. I hope you have found this place to your likings. It's not for everybody, but I'm sure there's something that will tickle your fur.
Well, it certainly grows on you. I'm sure the longer I spend here, the more I'll come to love it. Dios Plains Guide.
Mahadi.
And you are the master of this city?
Indeed, I am the lead entrepreneur and here to help facilitate. Although master makes me seem like I'm above everybody else when really I just want to help facilitate everyone else to enjoy themselves.
You sound like the exact person I need to talk to. I have a business proposition for you.
I am listening.
I am currently in between gods at the moment. And currently, I don't think it's going to go the way I want. I'm expecting a clash of wills at some point down the line. Now, I'm going to need some help with that. I need goods, material, weapons, that sort of thing, and a steady supply of them. I need someone to help grease the wheels, as it were. Of course, this will all be bought and paid for. I don't expect anything for free. But someone who can aid the flow of items towards me. That's what I need. In return, I'm quite happy to undertake a task for you. Work for my meal, as it were.
It would take a lot more than a single task for something you are looking for a longer term agreement.
I am happy to work out the details with you.
You have my curiosity. You don't act like the other Leonin that I have met as they have wandered through. Nor do you act like some of the other champions, as I can smell the gods coming off you.
I do not hide it, but by the same paw, as it were. Like I say, I am between gods at the moment, and sometimes the stink is hard to get off you.
Why don't you take your time to enjoy Tethmos? See if you can find something to help you relax for a little while. And I shall look over my records and see what tasks outside of the city I may need a qualified hand in.
I look forward to hearing from you, Mahali.
I'm sure our business will be most pleasurable.
I bow deeply
He
and take my
returns the
leave.
bow.
That's how you talk to me. Yeah. Grease the wheel.
Yeah, butter him up.
That's it.
Lordy.
Scuts doesn't know what butter is.
Oh, you were a chef.
Not a good one.
Or is it hard to milk a dragon?
You don't want to know the
That's more
types of
likely.
milk that Granny has.
The Catoblepus was the closest thing I'd met to a cow. No.
I mean, it was a cow, so.
Well,
Milk,
after we...
spider milk.
Yeah.
So, anyone else
Alright.
talking to our handsome
Would
Rakshasha
like
friend?
to- I'd like to walk up to Mahadi.
Okay.
Ah. I
There's
just
some
sort of,
serious
I
PTSD
don't
going on
mince
here.
worse as I go up to him and just ask simply, does he remember my face?
You do seem familiar. But
Say,
Whether you have been to Tethmos or not, I definitely recognize one of the royalties of Akros.
To say, we have done dealings before, and I know your ways, and there is no need to do your usual act with me. I
By
know that.
usual act, you wound me, sir.
I mean, nothing of the sort. I know that you're pragmatic, and that to get goods from you requires fair exchange. To say, I have a simple request and a simple offer. I know of your intelligence as much as you're cramped in Tethmos. Your tendrils go far in this world. I assume you have information on the first Scorpion Lamia
I
of
have
the Ancient King.
information on everything and everyone, my friend.
Then I have an offer, maybe a gift. I would ask for information you see fit, and as an offer, I will partake in your favoured sport, and I will join your fighting pits, and I will fight for you,
How
whether I live
interesting.
or die.
The fighting pits are just outside of the city to make sure it's not voiding any contracts. They are some vicious fighters, though. Wow, you do look excessively strong. Against one-on-one fighters, it is a bit of a different sport than just fighting the big scary monsters you will find in the wilds of Theros. But if that is your will, if you would be willing to sign your name and waive any concern over loss of life or limb, I would be more than happy to give the tale of Ishak the Mighty.
What needs be done? As
Yeah.
I'm just going to sign it.
Snaps his fingers and pulls out at first it looks like a sheet of paper, but it does seem to be the back of a living creature.
Yes.
That he sort of holds towards you, gives you a quill with
Just-
no ink.
Just before I sign, a quick query. Are these only mano a mano, or are you interested in a true sort of, oh my god, I can't think of what the word is, but like a team fight? Do I have other people I could perhaps
There are
sweeten this deal with?
two brackets, let's call them. The most popular are definitely the one-on-one fights. That draws the biggest crowds by far. But team fightings can go down interesting. It's just rare that individuals shine through the crowds, you know? And when it comes to sports, people like to see their champions rather than teams.
Then I'd still like mid signing, and I'd just say, who is your finest champion? What is his name?
My finest
Well then.
champion is Morkadesh.
Morkadesh.
He is an old friend of mine. Much more at home in the pits than here in Tethmos. But we have champions from far and wide that come.
And I hope your part of the deal is as good as mine, as I just signed the paper. Oh, I regret that.
So, do you want me to read verbatim what I had written for the myth of Ishak the Mighty and the punishment of Phoberos? Or do you just want me to show the thing? Because it's a good couple paragraphs.
I'll take. I want my Hardy to read it to me. That's part of the deal.
Fair enough. I'll give everyone something to look at. So, many years ago, before the gods began their rule, The great city of Phoberos was a jewel of early civilization. It was a vibrant land of lush green floodplains along the banks of the widest river of Theros, the Nicaea River. The mortals who founded the city worshipped the Titans and saw the Archons as their avatars in the world. Some were even raised to become champions, granting them a fraction of their power. The greatest of these was Ishak the Mighty. Blessed by the Titan Selket, the Widow Queen, he became the first Scorpion Lamir and was gifted the power of immortality. In his youth he toured Theros alongside other champions, known far and wide for his prowess in battle and in the bedroom, getting close ties with the ruling family of Akros. During the war between the gods and titans, Ishak led the forces of Phoberos against the gods. Although the gods would eventually win the war, and as punishment against Ishak and Phoberos, it was swift and devastating. First, Thassa drained all the moisture from Phoberos, changing the lush floodland into a harsh wasteland. Heliod's glare scorched the surface and drowned the parched city in sands. And in one final punishment, Aethros refused the soul's return to the underworld, binding them to the endless dunes. While his people died around him, Ishak was cursed with his immortality. His sun-baked husk is still believed to haunt the deserts of Phobos, commanding the raging shades of his former empire to destroy any intruders.
Well, Sogeg's a bit shocked from that.
While I have never been to Phobos myself, I am an avid collector of artifacts from all over Theros and history. If you would be so interested, I'm sure I have some items in my collection from the old empire that a fellow enthusiast would be interested to see, maybe even buy, or if you ever go and visit the ruins. Any artifact you find, you know, would fetch a high price from yours truly.
Sort of give again a pained glance to him. Just say, my ancestors are not trinkets to be bartered. But your deal is fair and your part is done. Now I'll do mine. I'll walk away from him.
The blood games begin at first light. Make sure you rest well.
Yep. It's gonna be lots of blood. Oh no.
I should quickly wreck on that 2 days, so then you've got time to get your armor back.
Thank God. I didn't think of that. Sogeg's going in nudies. Well, Sogeg's a bit shocked. There's a bit of a twist of fates.
Yeah.
Turns out.
How are you reacting?
I feel if I wasn't pledged to Mogis, I feel like I'd be having a bit of a crisis of identity right now. But I almost feel more jaded hearing the origins of my curse. More certain that I must meet with Ishak.
Who apparently, according to myth, it still lives, cursed by immortality.
Yes.
Although all the moisture was drained from his body.
I'm hoping that means that he's just a nice pile of dust that can't murder me. And not a skeleton who's going to murder me. We'll find out, maybe.
So, anyone else wanting to talk to Mahari or anyone else want to buy anything in Tethmos?
I can definitely recommend selling your soul to Mahadi. Never goes wrong.
I know there's something someone asked me to prepare that they've not gone looking for yet.
Oh, I'm looking for some paper or a notebook. Scots wants to draw. She's got her magic paints. Some notes to Granny.
Okay, make an investigation check, see what you can find.
Alrighty. What?
So you start wandering around. The sun's starting to hang lower in the sky at this point. And you find a good half dozen, if not full 10 children sort of huddled around one particular stall as a short, sort of elderly satyr seems to be talking to them and holding up a small scroll that seems to be reacting to what she says.
She's gonna wander over and listen. Take a look.
So she seems to be essentially telling an old myth, and as she does, the illustrations in the scroll seem to be moving and reacting to it, much to the amazement of all the children.
Oh shoot, I think I traded almost everything I have. Alright. Scuts is going to approach her and be like, ooh, that is so cool. What is that?
Oh, Miss Longhorn. I haven't seen you in a long time. When did you get back to Tethmos?
What? I've never been here before.
Oh, my apologies, dearie. The old eyes don't see as good as they used to, and you're a spitting image of my old friend Longhorn.
Can you tell me more about your friend?
I'm sure she was only here a few months ago. Coming through and buying supplies and telling stories to the children.
There's other Unibor and they come through here.
My dearie, there's Unibor all over the place. They're just hard to spot.
Really? So I might be able to find my family.
My dear, you're saying some very strange things. Surely you are just as much a wonder as the rest, yes? But I am digressing. I have a storybook about the Unibor if you're looking to get something.
She nods very vigorously.
I do hope you can read and write.
Mostly, yes.
So she sort of leans under the display and pulls out a reed-bound notebook that's completely blank, and another seems to be a scroll that has sort of a strange writing on it that you can't quite make out.
So, I do have this. It's the last of my journeys of the Unibor scrolls, but I don't mind giving it up to an avid reader. Although you Unibors are always so interested in spreading your stories, so I thought that maybe you'd be interested in writing your own.
That's exactly what I wanted.
See, old Miss Tyrone knows exactly how to make people happy. They do cost money, though.
Oh no. I don't think that works anymore.
So you reach into your bag and pull out a solid half torso of a very dead elf.
I will very quickly shove this back in before I fully pull it out. Ugh. Ugh. Oh man. Alright. I gotta find somebody with some money. I'll be right back. And she's gonna go up to Sogeg and be like, Sogeg! Do you have any
We'll,
money?
Did you pull a half-dead elf out of your wallet again?
She nods.
I like rummage through my pocket, and you just see several javelins falling out, and then a very small little knapsack. As I open it, I go, "Ah, I can offer you 11 gold pieces. Is that enough?"
I'll see. I owe you big time. And she's going
If you
to
take
scamper
payment
back.
in javelins, I can
What?
help with that big time.
Ma'am, do you accept javelins?
Not quite, dearie.
Okay.
I'm looking for other storybooks if you have one. The blank writing book, as well as its implements, are 50 gold pieces, and the story scroll is 100.
Oh.
We have 300. We do have quite a lot. Well, we have some in the party inventory. Can raid it.
It also depends if anyone else wants to help Scots live her childhood dreams.
Come on, it's childhood dreams at stake here.
I think Scott should
Where's
come
that
and
dream
find us
book?
one
I
by
should trade
one.
that. Should what?
I say, yeah.
Come find us one by one.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll help out. I don't have much gold, but I can give you 5 gold.
There you go. Penny pinch. Search the
Well,
cushions.
Gus has got 16 gold. She's gonna run up to Dios. Dios! Dios!
Ah,
This lady has scrolls about the Unibor, but I'm broke.
you just look at Dios, no armor, wearing essentially rags. He goes, all right. Rummage in my pack, and I hand you one of those tusks.
She just gives Dios like the biggest, like, just shy of needing to roll for damage hug, and then she runs back to the old lady. This is a very, very valuable elephant tusk. And she plops it down on the table in front of the old lady with the 16 golds.
I appreciate the enthusiasm to learn, dearie, but I can't really make use of an elephant tusk. It's not exactly good to make paper out of, is it? If you could sell it and bring coin or other books, I would take those.
Go trading.
All right. Well, I'll be back. As she like hefts the horn back up or the tusk back up. Can she look through the crowd and find anywhere that might purchase this tusk?
Make an investigation check.
Can I do the same? Because I
Yes,
think
you
I'd
can.
like to sell the other one that I've got. Turn it into something I can actually use.
I feel like the Lamia might buy them just because they like accessories and jewelry.
I'm thinking
Well, Scots
maybe
has
like
found someone.
Hunter.
All right.
Follow the Unibor.
So, Scots, you just frantically burst into pretty much every stall along the way, saying, "Are you gonna buy this? Are you gonna buy this? Are you gonna buy this?" Until you eventually come to a much bigger, grander stall with a Leonin sort of slouched on a chair, racks and racks of exotic-looking weaponry along the sides. Oh, hi! I would be mighty interested in hunting trophies such as that. That must have taken some real strength to bring down.
Oh, you should have seen Diaz. He socked it good.
I walk up behind you.
Practically punched the tusks right off of it, and I just clap him on the back real good.
Dios looks very sort of bashful and semi-ashamed of himself.
So, two of them. And what kind of things y'all looking for in exchange for such mighty trophies?
I need coin so I can find my family.
I'll give you 200 gold for it.
Aw, come on. He punched it way too hard for you to lowball at 200, pal. Like, this tusk has an epic tale behind it. Actually, can I roll, is it a will of the people? Because,
Sure.
like, the other Leonin witnessed him punch that,
Okay,
right?
yeah, sure.
That's
Like-
true.
Roll a D100.
Back that up. I'll have a will of the people as well. Fuck it. I don't use it enough.
I think Scott's got it with it, because I'm sure your story's below 34.
Mine's
My story
30.
points are 34.
There you go.
Mine failed, but never mind.
So you see sort of the light of recognition in his face as, even though the fight was only a day ago, how much the story has spread across the world and of you as a party. It seems to sort of flag some memories in him, or at least he's heard the tales. All right. I'll take it for 350.
Oh god, what was the scroll? 1,000?
It was 150 total, wasn't it?
It was 150.
Was it?
It was 50 for the
Was
the
Oh,
book,
50
and
and
then 100 for the scroll.
100. Why'd I put an extra 0 on there? My brain and
I
numbers
mean, if you
don't
want to
mix.
pay
Oh my
1,000
God.
for it, I'm sure she's.
No, I don't.
She'll happily take it.
I think I. This is why everything goes on paper. All right. She'll accept the trade at 350 then.
Okay. He
Um,
pulls out a small coin purse with 350 gold pieces in it.
She's gonna elbow Diaz and just be like, "You should sign it, autograph it, so it's legit."
I just look at the Leonin and just say, "Do you want it? Want me to sign it?"
I would definitely increase the value if you could get your entire party to sign it. I've heard the stories of you guys. Selling your trophies might actually get me a couple extra pennies.
Be right back. I'll go get the other one completely signed up.
Just imagining like an excited Dios running around, like, oh, he's so happy.
I'll run back after 10 minutes with all the signatures on it.
Yeah, does anyone refuse to sign?
I'll
What's that
sign. I'm fine signing it.
Suspiciously in my own blood, though. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's on form.
Yeah,
Exactly.
more authentic.
It's
Yeah.
about right for
Story.
you.
Aw, it is.
You wouldn't be able
On
to make
brand.
that word from Sulks.
Heavily injured.
So you run back with the freshly signed Oliphant tusk.
Well, that's all of them, and I'll rummage again in my pack, and I'll pull out the matching trunk that I took as well.
Well, you really did a number on that little beast, didn't you? Well, it's a good thing you came to my stall to sell. As here, well, we've got all the stuff to help you take down even bigger prey. Anything you feel like you're lacking in when it comes to your hunting departments?
I think. Can I just see what he's got in terms of what he can do to improve my pike, and also what bows does he have?
Bows. Okay.
Yes, what bows? So I'm assuming that Scott sold the other one.
Okay. So he can improve your pike into a wonder pike, which basically
Okay.
means that you would roll. Oh, let me actually find out what the. So you'd roll 3d12, and depending on the results, is what damage types you deal with it. But the third d12 is what damage type you gain vulnerability from while attuned to it.
Ooh.
Uh,
Eh.
For bows, so he has basic composite bows, which go off his strength. He brings out and unfolds an Tethmos, which is essentially a portable ballista.
Okay.
Sounds
Uh,
amazing.
so when the weapon can only be fired if you haven't moved this turn, and after you fired it, your speed is 0 till the end of the current turn. But it would be doing 2d8 piercing damage at nearly 400 feet.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
And has siege attacker if you just want to shoot a hole in a wall from.
We have a Scots for making holes.
Yeah.
We have a uniball for that.
As for particularly magical ones, doesn't it have magical bows, but does have a. Essentially, it's a sling that seems to be. Let's actually see if I can find if it's got a description of it. Not really. So it's a sling that's the place where you would hold the stone seems to be twisted. And he describes it as this here is a two birds sling. It's a impressive little item. Get an attack just right, and you can bounce the stone from one creature to another.
Interesting.
If you hit a target with a ranged attack with the sling, you can hit a second target within 10 feet of them with the same attack.
Okay. Because why not?
It pings off the wall into the other. It's actually from the book.
None of these are particularly useful for Dios, though. So
Right.
how much in gold would he give me for these items?
He'll dig through his other items looking for things that might catch your eye as he pulls out what seems to be a discus that seems to be made of solid bronze, and he sort of flicks it slightly and it lights on fire. This here is a flamecast wheel. Great for just sort of throwing, hitting a enemy at a distance, setting them on fire. You know, making sure that you're unleashing the wrath of the gods on far distances.
Okay, that does interest me a little bit.
We also have this little interesting piece. And he pulls out a quite plain looking dagger. I don't even want to try and explain this. Just watch. As he picks it up by the blade and he throws it, and in midair it splits into 4 different daggers before it hits the target, and then the other 3 disappear.
Okay. That one's quite cool.
Bit of a trick, but it's turning 1 daggers into many, many more.
Only it came back to you after you threw it.
Not everything can be perfectly returning, but usually when you throw this at something, it ain't getting back up again.
Imagine not. Would you take both of these items for that dagger and the flamecast wheel?
I'd be mighty happy to take that trade.
Let's go for that then.
Okay. So you have a flamecast wheel. And a dagger of many daggers.
It's a great name.
Okay, I am attuning to that dagger.
Dagger's cool as shit.
I am attuning to that fucking dagger.
Yeah.
You have +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. As a bonus action, you may roll 2d4 and gain that many extra attacks with the dagger.
What the fuck?
It's all be against the same target, and it's only once per short or long
my
rest. But it is pretty fucking
God.
ridiculous.
That is obscene. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm suddenly building Dios around that dagger.
Dios can do 1 attack per short rest, but god damn if it's not a good attack.
I mean, out of everybody in the party, it would suit Bennett the most. But
He just
You're forgetting.
out assassin an assassin. Oh.
You are forgetting 2 very important things. 1, Dios will eventually get the ability to enchant all of his attacks with radiant damage, and 2, he enchants all his attacks with radiant damage anyway if in direct sunlight.
yeah, it's if you want something dead, you throw that at it, and down they go.
It doesn't say throw it. It just says.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
that
it's
many
just,
attacks.
you pick one attack, but it's a dagger.
I could literally just walk up to it and stab it a load of times.
Essentially, just
Which
the
cheese it.
description of it was essentially it pulls multiple possibilities of daggers in the air and stuff like that.
The flamecast wheel is cool as shit though as
The
well.
flamecast wheel is cool. There's the potential of hurting you though.
Flamecast wheel can be thrown up to 120 feet as an attack action, dealing 2d6 fire damage to the target, then returns to the wielder's hand. Pretty sweet.
Well, the Ethetonos, the big ballista, is actually a real ancient Greek weapon. It was a big portable ballista.
Okay. Because why not?
I thought that would make for a fun, normal item in Theros.
You can choose to attack with strength with the dagger, can't you? Because it's
Yes, versatile is one or the other. Okay. Anyone else hunting for anything else to trade?
Trade, but I'd like to. I'm guessing, as with any great city, there's little ruffian kids running about, ne'er-do-wells in the streets.
Yes, most certainly.
Sokeg's gonna sort of not look suspicious, but he's gonna start sort of like telling tales in the corner. He's a bit grumpy, but he starts spitting wise about terrifying redcaps and what they'll do to you at night if they catch you alone in the streets. So I'm going to attempt a will of the people check, and I'd like to do it against my Gorsoak redcap thing.
Okay.
I want to terrify the peoples of horrendous words and
Nope.
Oh,
redcaps are all
that's
right.
that.
They're happy people.
They just seem more entranced by a giant scorpion person than actually listening to what you're saying.
Oh, redcaps! Redcaps! Yes, but Sogo will basically be doing this until he goes to sleep. He's making the most of his final days on this world.
So, if there's not anything else you want to do for this day, are you sleeping within Tethmos or are you camping outside? You still got
Justin's
another
still gonna
day.
go back and buy that scroll.
Oh yeah, true. You'd go back and buy the scroll.
And I need to go get my shield tomorrow. So
Yeah, I'm going to stay in Tethmos as well.
yeah, it was. Why would we not stay in Tethmos? We can't be attacked here unless they really want to.
We've already made deals with Mahadi. We might as well make the most of being here.
So yeah, it's good. You'd get the writing book. It basically is animated storybook, blank, and then animated story scroll of Unibors, or at least story of the Unibor. I'll write that up later.
Okay. Alright. Then Skuts is good. She's exhausted from all the barging into stalls. A rest sounds great.
Anytime.
Oh, don't forget to mark down your supplies, unless you're going and buying some while you're here.
We have a bunch we made from the other day, right? I believe.
Oh god, I've just seen that roll, and I'm already regretting this. No, Diaz has sorted out his dagger of many daggers, and what the fuck is that?
Pretty good.
Dios can do a lot of things with that dagger.
Did someone have all the rations from that were made on the previous day? By the way, I'm down to 4 at the moment.
Yeah, I think it was Bennett and Diaz who had them.
Yeah,
I don't know if we dispersed them through the party or if you guys kept them.
I currently have 9 rations on.
3.
All right, yeah, we just
4.
4 as well.
It is 2 for a
So-
long rest, although
That's
with
two.
Scott's ability, you reduce it to 1.
Oh yeah.
Should we just like buy a meal instead of using
you can
our
also do that.
rations?
There are plenty of food stalls here.
Yeah, well,
I don't have gold anymore.
we've got
Oh,
some left
Skuts will
over.
give you your 11 gold back because I think the tusk covered it. Same with Nidrin. I give you guys both your gold back.
Back to
Kingly
my
gift.
original amount.
Yeah, and I'll let's see, what is it? It was a total of 150 for both, and I got 350 for the horn, or
You got 350.
was
for
that
it,
for? Okay, so then I'll give the other remaining 200 back to Diaz because it was his.
He just waves you away and just says, "Keep it."
Oh, she has a real pocket now. She's gonna put it in her bag of holding.
For your writing career.
So, are you buying rations, or are you just using your own for the next day?
How much would rations cost?
It depends on where you get them
Depends how
from.
good we're going. I look for the finest. Is there any sort of smell of spices anywhere on the air?
Make
Something
a
being cooked.
let's just sniff it out. Make a perception check.
As I sniff, I want to taste on the air. Do I smell Frankos? Probably not. It's not really hungry. for.
You smell
Some large
some
chocolate.
very strong spices being smoked nearby.
Ooh. Can't eat those though. I'll walk over to where I can smell the spices being smoked.
To which
Are the
you
people smoking them?
to which you find a large ogre sort of slumped over a fire, a large giant ant being roasted as he sort of crumbles various herbs and spices over them.
I recognise this ogre.
You do not recognise this ogre.
I'll
Oh,
just walk up to him and say, "Ogre, how much for a hearty meal? Your ant smells adequate."
Oh, how's it going, Dad? So you want some ant legs? I can get some fucking ant legs, Dad.
I could kill for some ant legs right now. I brandish my spear and laugh heartily a bit.
So what? I'll give you some tasty ant legs for like 5 gold, Dad.
5 gold. God, it's a rip, but I can't say no to an ogre offering me ant legs. These better blow my mind.
They're
I
pretty
give him the
fucking
5 gold.
sweet, Dad.
I give over the 5 gold.
And he rips off one of the legs of these ants and hands it to you, which is the equivalent of 4 rations.
I devour it whole.
Okay.
No, I devour a quarter of it whole.
Tastes pretty good though, don't you think?
I
Pretty
just stare
fucking
him in the
sweet.
eye, and you just see. Can't quite tell if it's a bead of sweat or a singular tear. I just nod at him, go. Reminds me of good times. Yeah, it was a pretty good ant leg. I'm happy with this.
Anyone else buying food?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
I'll
all,
buy some food.
are you all going to the ogres? Or are you
Yeah.
going somewhere else for food?
I may have overhyped the ant leg. I got to be honest. It was adequate. There
Crunchy.
was a reason he was using so much spice. I understand that
Oh.
now.
This guy's the actual flavour.
Mm.
I'm just gonna eat one of my rations.
Guts is gonna look around and try. She's out in the world. She's gonna try some things.
Okay.
She's gonna go with Sogeg's method of just giving it a sniff and seeing what she can find. She's gonna follow her nose.
Okay.
Oh.
You follow your nose and go back to the lady who sold you the bag, who seems to be packing up most of her stall for the evening. But there is still some very fresh-looking fruits and sweet, sugared sweets left out still.
Do these look like does some of the sugared sweets, are they like dried or like
Yeah,
candied
they're
fruit? Would they
essentially a candied
stay?
fruit. Yeah.
All right. She's gonna buy a whole fistful.
Oh,
Excuse me. This looks exceptionally delicious, lady who I bought a bag from earlier.
welcome back. Yes, it's 5 candies for a gold coin.
Take 15. She drops down 5 gold coins and scoops up an armful.
5 gold coins would get you 25, dear.
She just scoops a couple more into her bag.
A pleasure doing business.
Just take care of my rock, will ya? Have a good day.
Oh.
And she turns around and walks away.
Yeah, you don't see the rock in the bin behind her.
Aw. Maybe he's free roaming the world, living his best rock life. Scuts is gonna come back and fish out some of the treats for the party, and she's gonna stuff one in her face.
So,
Oh god, you guys, it's like a pinch of sugar, but like more!
I'll say for those ones, it's 5 of those is 1 ration, so you basically picked up 5 rations.
Alright. So I'll still be using some rations then.
Many rations
Is there
could make
anywhere to...
30.
It depends on where you're getting them from.
Oh, Christ.
I think that Zolt could literally eat anything and it would count.
You're not wrong.
You can go digging through the bins if you want to.
Sure.
No.
Okay.
I might find something else while I'm there.
Make a survival check for me. Okay. You scutter and sneak behind the shops of where the food vendors are, and go to where those that are throwing out bruised fruits, rotting meats, and stale breads into a big open barrel. And you just dive straight on in there. And that's probably a place where you'd find more poisons than you've ever looked before. But your experience with and your new disdain for Farrakha makes you know how to navigate it a little bit better. There's nothing here that is preservable, but it won't cost you any rations to rest this night.
Okay.
And thankfully, you're not poisoned, and the Rakshasa guard didn't notice you dumpster diving. Which isn't breaking the rules, it's more just uncouth.
Works out for me.
So, Nadrin?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do what Sogeg and Skuts did and just look around, see if there's anything particularly
Okay.
appealing.
Make a perception check.
Knowing me, this is gonna be really bad. Oh, okay.
So you can find the same fruit vendor that Skuts did if you want to go for that same offer. It's essentially one ration for one gold coin.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll get 2 rations from it. So that's 2 gold.
2 gold, yes.
I've set my gold lower. Yeah, that'll do for me.
Okay. So you find a place to bunk down. As many of the vendors and patrons here most sleep out on the streets or on the rugs near their stalls, as it is pleasantly warm, and so long as there's a bit of blanket to cover from the wind, you're fine. So bright and early the next day, I assume you all go back to the Loxodon to get your upgrades.
Yes.
So we will start with Zolk, as he gives you a quite standard upgrade to the basic Cheeton, which is your leather armor equivalent. It's just standard +1 leather armor. Or +1
Okay.
Cheeton. Oh yeah, and I've updated your character sheet as well because I don't think it had your armor registered properly. It should be AC 14 normally.
Oh. I wondered why it was 8.
Yeah, I don't know why it had set your AC to 11, which it is what it should be if you had a 0 in dexterity, but you've got a +3, so...
AC. Oh my god. Ooh.
Next, we've got Dios, to which... Oh no, he didn't actually make anything for you, he just gave you or sold you one of the shields, didn't he?
He's modified it to have the big sun on the front.
Yeah, so
of
he's
it.
modified it to have the sun on the front, but it's not magical in any way.
No, it's just a regular hoplon, is it?
It's a hoplon, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're good. Damn, they're good.
And then Sogeg, you've got yourself some Akratiri armor, which is the same as normal panoply, but you also gain resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Oh, that is nice.
You also gain yourself a very, very reflective hoplon in the form of a mirror shield.
Oh shit. Oh. I'll definitely take that, although now I believe I'm going to have to make a very difficult decision of whether I want to have the power of ramming or the power of jumping very high. God. For reference, Nadrin, do not shoot me with magic missiles. I have the
Did you see
anti-magic missile shield.
the magic missile update epithet I gave you?
Yeah, I've equipped it. I did it last week.
Okay.
I switched out. I don't remember
Oh
what
yeah,
it
you
was.
switched out Omen speaker. You picked the ability to talk to animals for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for that long rest, I would have swapped out. I was going to swap out. What's it word? Words. Pompous for of the endless gut.
Okay.
No change for the us.
Um. I meant to say this, but I got distracted listening to everyone else do their thing. I'd want to have Neil make sure that he's got his water and stuff.
Yes, you've got Scuds' cauldron to sleep in.
Yeah. So just to say that I have done that.
Yep. Also, have you marked a Pogeg not having?
Yep.
He's
in one day.
down one day.
Don't worry. I believe there's going to be lots of
it
blood
won't take
soon.
long. So, with fresh armor and weapons acquired, is there anything else you'd want to do in Tethmos before heading out to the fighting pits?
I'd like one more attempt, please, to convince the young of this place of the evils of redcaps.
It would be a performance check, as you've already done your.
Oh, is that not a new dawn? Or is it
No,
what,
it's once a session.
Okay. Then I will still. That is absolutely fair. Yeah. I will still attempt to tell them the terror of the redcap. They ate my legs, and I replaced them with scorpion legs.
They're no longer as amazed by you being a scorpion person and are actually paying attention to you this time. They do seem a little bit horrified, but also kind of interested.
They should be.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do in Tethmos?
I am waiting for Mahadi to get back to me.
I
Okay.
will relay to the party that I have made a deal with Mahadi. I have to go to the fighting pits.
Oh, don't worry, I intend to bet.
Okay, well, with that, I'll move you to the fighting pits.
Yes, might get involved here as well, to be honest.
It would be an honour.
I mean, you don't have to
Device
make a
just-
contract with Mahadi to enter them.
You don't. Just make
What
sure
are the
that
rules of the fighting pits?
a kill.
That is an interesting question. One that it would have been wise to know the answer to before signing up to it.
I haven't signed up yet.
Well, it wasn't you that signed up, yeah.
I just pipe up and say, it'll be like a fighting pit's a fighting pit. It'll be to their death.
So,
No
you
batsies.
make your way down to the fighting pits. The stands are starting to fill. I'm not putting tokens on it, otherwise it'll slow roll 20 down even further. And in the centre does seem to be a pair of gladiators going after each other. One in more traditional gladiator arms, while another seems to be a Leonin focusing mostly on using their claws. And it is quite a close match, but you can tell they're not fighting serious. This is a warm-up more than anything else.
A nearby person, who is it? that's fighting at the moment? What
So
their
there
names?
are Rakshashan guards posted around all over the place, including one that is in much more finer armour. That claps his backwards hands and welcomes you. We have our newest, soon-to-be champion, I'm sure. We have a couple of old favourites having their warm-up scrap, but none that you'll be going up against yourself. Don't worry. We'll save the better ones for you. Yes.
Would be wise.
Are any of your interesting colleagues willing to join, or is it just yourself that should be entering the sands?
Look to the party.
I'll step forward.
I want to be mean as well and say, Nadrin, I call on our agreement.
I have no
must
strength. I'm going to
fight.
get my ass beat.
No, I won't be mean. Also, you could just tell me to piss off. I'll look to the party and I'll just say, I have definite need to go in here. I respect those who will step forward as well, but there is no shame in being weak.
He steps forward, but not for your respect.
I know it's for his respect.
Guts is going to definitely step forward and set her granny stick on the ground with a thud.
Talk, Nedrin, anything?
I'm here to make my money back.
I'm just going to look over to Zolk and just sideways whisper and say, top tip, bet on me. I won't lose you your gold this time. Wink, wink.
Well.
So bet on Dios then.
Probably bet on Dios, honestly. He has ninja blades that do 2 trillion damage.
We have some basic brackets to go through for our medium tier fighters. If you're all willing to sign, these fights are not usually to the death. It is more on the opinions of the crowd as to how far these matches go. A warning in fairness. If you are still willing to join at the risk of your own lives, please feel free to sign. You would make a portion of your winnings depending on the bets placed for and against, as well as some fees paid for by the Golden City.
Surely we'll be fighting in different brackets, right, to ensure no match fixing?
Oh, you see, the crowd finds it so much more entertaining where they don't really know who is going to be fighting who.
That is fair.
You're signed.
I believe I've already signed.
Oh yeah, you can't back out this one. The one you
my
signed with
signatures
Mahadi is
real quick.
much more binding than this one.
I
This is more of a
will
waiver.
I'd like to ask a question. Are spells allowed in these duels?
It is no holds barred so long as the audience is unharmed.
You see, like,
No
smoke
promises.
come from Dios.
Sign me up.
Oh, yes. I definitely clap Zolk on the back for that one. I'm proud of someone so small and little to do something so big. What a champ.
Okay, so those that have signed up, you wouldn't be able to bring any companions along with you. It is one-on-one fights.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
babysit Pogeg.
You see Pogeg turn into form of mini Sogeg. Strangely, she's turned into a form of Sogig with net slit open. Bit disconcerted. Not sure whose side Pogeg's on.
Okay. So let's have a first off, we have. So there's just the four of you taking place in this, yeah? The Sogeg,
Seems to
Dios,
be.
Skuts, and Zalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we'll have Dios versus. Okay. So out from the other corridor, entering the sands, is someone also in full panoply and hoplon, decked out in silver, very ornate-looking armor. Because Roll20's been a bit slow. Okay. Who takes the middle after waving to the crowd and sort of trying to hype them up before turning and bowing to Diaz.
Then return the bow. Very deeply.
Let this be an honourable fight in the name of Iras. To the truest victors. And then, unless you've got some opening taunts, I'd like Diaz
Nope.
to roll initiative.
Okay, he's going to roll initiative.
Oh yeah, were there any bets on this as well?
Yes.
I will bet
I'll bet 5 gold on Dios.
6 on Dios.
Dios, you are the first. You get the first move.
Don't I? Isn't that helpful? I am going to cast. This is a bonus action, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Yep. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself. My AC goes up by 2.
Okay.
It is concentration, though.
Have you equipped your hoplon as well?
I have, so my AC is now 22.
Wait, how is your AC higher than mine? What?
Because he's just cast Shield of Faith on himself.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Use the crap out of me.
Okay, and then I am going to start as I mean to go on, and I'm going to throw a ball of radiant fire at him with Sacred Flame, just to open up the proceedings.
Okay. What saving throws do you need to make?
Uh,
With dexterity.
DC 15 debt. Makes it.
He makes it.
Surprising. And as I'll plant my feet and my hoplon, say, "Come, friend, let's have a wonderful battle."
Okay. It is the champion's turn. As he sprints on forward. About to here. Before launching forward with his Z-Stun.
Nope.
1, 2.
Nope.
Yep, missing on all 3.
Can't get through that shield.
Okay, Diaz.
Yeah. I am going to cast something else. I think. I'm going to cast their buddy cop weapon. Did we play?
Roll20's really struggling at the moment.
And I haven't got the dagger out. I've got my pike out, by the way. Daggers at my on my belt. So we'll pretend that buddy cop weapon's knocking about somewhere.
Hold on.
Or a single-handed pike jab because I'm holding a shield.
Okay, you should have control of the buddy cop weapon now. That's a miss.
Cool. And then buddy cop weapon's going to do its thing. So much thing. Okay. Nope. Two very highly armored.
Two very
guys.
highly armored. Turns out two people in full player and super shields. Turns out it's hard to hit each other.
Yep. And I've closed the distance up to 5 feet.
Indeed. So he's going to try and knock you back with his shield.
Okay. He does not.
He misses, so he's going to try one more time.
God.
And
He does not.
Someone I hit
Oh,
something.
he does with that
right?
one. So that's
Terrible
all of his
rolls.
attacks. So I need you to make a strength saving throw. And take 2 bludgeoning.
Big damage.
So you do get knocked prone, but it doesn't really matter because he's going
I'm
to
going
try.
to stand up and
You're just going to stand up and slap him again.
Yeah.
You need a Constitution saving throw there.
hard to
yeah.
miss with a +8.
Yeah.
Okay. What have I got in my
Yeah,
my inventory that I can do with this? Have a look, see. I am going to change it up a bit. I am going to ask, this is dropping sacred, my Field of Faith. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on him.
Okay.
So that is a dexterity saving throw, please. It's painful. Oh well.
It's supposed to be shit at those as well.
Bonus
The fight of
action,
two
buddy got weapon.
champions.
But that wouldn't have ended your concentration, would it?
No.
Because you didn't actually successfully cast it. So yeah.
I didn't successfully cast it. But yep, end of my turn. Hit me.
He's going to try and push you away again. There we go.
I'm going to use my reaction to make him roll again.
Is it just straight roll again, or is it disadvantage?
It's a disadvantage.
Such a brutal fucking ability. But I still got it through.
He hits, but still.
Enough to knock you away so he can back up a bit. It is not. So he is just going to back up anyway and let you get the attack of opportunity.
Okay. I'm just sorting out my HP. Okay, attack of opportunity. Nope.
And he's going to thrust forward with the Z-Stone once again.
Ah, hits, go on. Yeah.
And 15.
Okay. If only he would not. I'm going to try Fairy Fire again.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to try Fairy Fire again.
Okay, fails that time.
Fails that time.
He is lit up.
Just need to check something on my card. Bear with me one moment. Bonus action, I'm going to Daunting Roar.
Okay.
So that is a 4 plus that is DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, or be frightened of me.
Okay. I'm going to use one of his Indomitable to re-roll it. So he's got one of those left. Oh, the actual
Then-
fighters.
I'm going to back off. Who wants to come with me? He's got to chase me. Oh, that was my bonus action. Yep.
Okay.
Boo, indeed.
Does Buddy Cop weapon have attack opportunity?
Don't know. 1 second. I might do. 1 sec. No, it can't.
Okay.
But he can just chase it. So
Oh, far away. Okay. Step forward. Before he plants his Z-Stone in the ground and pulls out a sling and tries to sling rocks at you from a distance.
okay. Hit. Miss.
Okay. That's all he's going to do.
Oops, that is 12.
So yeah, 12 damage.
Okay, I'm going to run at him, and as I run at him, I'm going to drop my pike and pull out the dagger.
Okay.
And then I'm going to roll my 2d4.
Go on, double fours. Even I want this.
6. So I get 7
Oh.
attacks against him.
Yep.
All at advantage.
Yep.
Stabby, stabby.
Many, many stabby. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. That would be
Lots.
35 damage. And 3 hits.
$47 damage.
Oh.
I hope that really
Oh,
hurt.
it's 4 hits. Oh my god.
That definitely wounded him. He definitely felt it.
That's all. That's no, I've still got my bonus action. But he's got one.
Yep, poke him in the back.
Also at advantage. And now would count as a.
Yeah, it's not technically a creature, so it's not flanking.
That would have been mean if it hit.
Okay, he is going to try and push you away once again.
Yep.
Strength save. Another push. Another push. Okay.
Nope.
Back to you, DS.
Okay. I'm going to punch him in the mouth and do the same thing I did last time with
Yep.
the elephant. Bad touch. Oops. 1 second. That hit?
That is a miss.
Is he? I thought he dropped his shield to.
No, he dropped his ice stone.
Okay.
So he dropped his main melee weapon here.
That's a shame.
No ways to add any bonuses to that?
That I know of.
Oh, no, it's only paladins that get their channel divinity to add.
Yeah. 3 plus 10.
Nope.
Okay.
I do get body cop weapon again though.
You do get buddy cop again.
That would
That's still a miss.
Like,
He's going to bash.
I
25
will.
maybe.
You do the flashy thing
Yeah.
to stop him. Jesus Christ. I go down to 1 HP.
Yeah, because you've got your heroic destiny.
I do.
Okay, your turn, Deus.
I've still got a 3rd level spell slot. We're doing it again. More socking him across the jaw. Jesus,
Oh.
wept.
Yeah, not quite.
Bodycart weapon.
Oh, gets a good stab in. It's not enough to drop him. Definitely hurt him. As he goes to pick up his Z-Storm, just willingly taking the disadvantage.
I get a attack, do I?
No, he's because he's where he dropped it, so he's just basically
Okay.
picking it off the floor. It's more that he's at
Disadvantage
disadvantage
within 5
because
feet.
you're within 5 feet because it's the super long
Yeah.
spear.
Flashy thing again.
What's your thing
I could do
again?
3 up.
So once again,
Misses. Misses.
There you go.
Misses.
How many times do you get to use that? Is it level 1
Uh,
spell slot?
Oh no, it's a
Um,
reaction. You get it based on proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I can use it 3
It's
times.
bullshit.
I've used it all 3 times now, though.
He's hoping you don't get to the next
Okay.
round of the fights.
Yeah. Okay, what have I got? What have I got? What have I got? I've already got advantage against it. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, we're going to do Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Scorching Ray to the face.
Is
All
it
at advantage.
attack rolls?
It is.
It would be neutral because it's a ranged attack within 5 feet.
Do I have another touch spell I could use? I'll just inflict wounds again, but at 2nd level.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Oh.
But he
Roll
can't-
20 really doesn't
yeah,
want me
it
to.
doesn't want you to succeed at this at all.
I've given
Why
myself
won't you die?
advantage on all of this.
I think you took
Those-
off over half his health with the dagger, but then just everything else has struggled.
This is must be how Gaz feels.
Yeah. As he
Wait,
goes
Gaz
in
was
for
here
the,
all along.
for the bash.
He's Dios.
Yeah, I drop.
So you drop, and
Oh my god, I got someone running to the ground.
the champion turns and bathed in the roar of the crowd. Before going and well, first of all, it needs 2. Should be basic wisdom. Nope. So it's going to be gives you 4 points of healing, Dios, as he applies a healer's leaf to you.
What a G.
That's nice.
A good
These are
match
our
from a
paladins.
proud warrior, but no match for a champion of Iras. Maybe next time, friend.
I just nod and limp away.
Turn to his side to go and stitch the 7 holes that you put in him.
Those daggers are scary. God damn.
And with that, we will put a pause in it for today, while we go through the rest of the party's fights.
How high was his fucking AC? Was it 20?
It was 21.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
How am I supposed to get through that?
In the same way as both you and Zogak have 20 to 22 armor.
Yeah, but you can
Only
throw
plus
big
7.
ass monsters at them.
Just think of it, Dios. I've got to do that, but I don't have advantage. Oh no.
Well, that's against that one. There's 10 champions. That's why I was rolling the d12 to see if that, or you end up fighting somebody in your own party. You just happen to get the one that's in full plate or in full armor.
I look forward to getting like the basic commoner who's just like
Just here to have fun. Yeah.
got like
You
a
mean me?
stick. Oh my god, if we get Zolk. Actually, I don't know, I'm scared of Zolk. I think that Zolk is do mean things to me. He knows my biggest fears.
So, okay.
Kinda wish I'd said that I'd join in now.
You might be able to jump in midway through, or you could at least be there to try and patch people back together again when they lose, or try and convince the crowd not to encourage people to kill each other.
Stole my gold again.
I'm down 15.
So yeah, you all lost all that gold. Well done.
No.
The trick is, don't have any gold to bet like Dios.
Be a good boy. Gambling is bad.
I'll do that now.
Gambling is bad.
So
Well,
end of session. So piety. You get a point of piety for showing up. There were only 2 agendas this time around because the gods couldn't quite get to you while you were in Tethmos. But I will give a point to Scuts for engaging with Mahadi. And nope, definitely not one for Zolk.
it was a wee bit confusing, I won't lie.
You were supposed to sell something to someone else and get them to owe you something in a place where if someone owes you something, if they don't pay it back, they get very badly punished.
Oh.
Don't owe things to Mahadi. Top tip.
In this case, if you get people to owe you stuff. Did you expand your god's influence in the world? No. Diminish the influence of a rival god? No. No successful divine interventions. Story points. Did you attend the session? Yes, you did. Well done. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? No. But did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? Yes, you did. You were given the myth of Ishak the Mighty and what happened to Phobos.
My kinsman. Lost.
Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? Tell me whether or not you believe you earned a new epithet.
Sogeg Ali Stucker. Stucker of allies. Allies. No.
Nah, nothing from Dios.
Mahadi survivor? We didn't die. Yet.
Yeah,
So
a bit
slightly
early
of a
to
caveat
say
to
that
that.
one, yeah.
Oh, why would I sign a thing to Mahadi? Oh, no. No.
So, no epithets?
Not this set.
Okay.
No.
Did you perform a successful Will of the People check? Yes to Scuts!
Nice.
Got everyone to remember how hard Dios can punch.
Not very well against a champion, it seems, because roll 20 doesn't want
Yeah,
me to.
Roll20 just did not want you to. You did get a crit with your dagger.
Yeah, but
You
I'd rather
shouldn't-
crit with.
But considering you rolled nearly 20 times, it was statistically impossible not to.
Yeah, you should have got one.
Should have at least got one. Which you did. Okay, loyalty for Pogeg and Neil. I get a point for showing up. You didn't fight together. You didn't really sacrifice anything for the good of them. They didn't perform an incredible action. But they did remain in good health.
Hey,
So 2 points.
play with a very close to 50 loyalty.
Yeah, I may need to adjust the loyalty because it does seem to give quite a lot.
I completely forgot about
Close
getting
to 50 silver.
extra things from hitting over 25 last week.
You need to
I'll
remember.
have to
That's
try and
exciting.
remember that.
So, well, next week we'll have the rest of the party's experience in the fighting pits and fighting your way up. Who knows who you'll be fighting against? You did end up rolling pretty bad in the sense of you went against probably the second or third most difficult fighter to go against. We'll see what happens.
Bit salty, I'm not gonna lie.
It was,
Now Diaz on his. Well, Diaz put his armor back on.
yeah, it was. Well, that's what you should just throw the force cube thing.
I'm not allowed.
Oh yeah,
because
it's not
been
back
7
yet.
days.
Has it not been 7 days yet?
No,
No.
it's been 6.
Oof.
If you look on my character sheet, there's 2 little boxes right at the very
You're
bottom.
keeping track of
I've
it.
been-
Okay.
I'm keeping track. It's been 3 days since my bullshit Death Star beam, and 6 days since the bead of force.
Well, we'll have to see how devastating that ends up being after the next long rest.
Ooh.
All right. Unless there's anything else, we'll wrap it up there. So, thank you all for playing. Thank you for anyone for watching along at home. We play every Thursday from 7:30 GMT.
And 11:30 PST over here on the West Coast. The singular American.
The singular American.
Thanks for lurking. Thanks for hanging out. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, you can check out YouTube channels with links below, or on mine, you can hit ! YouTube.
I knew there was something I forgot to do before this week.
I'll remind you later.
So yeah, thank you all for
right.
watching. We'll hopefully see you all next time.
Have a good one. Take care, and we'll see you. Bye.